What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nintendo Enthusiast Radio. It's Dakota here, of course, with my two co-hosts. Elia, how you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Anthony.
And we are Nintendo Enthusiast Radio. Today we're going to be talking about the recent Nintendo Fusion rumors, where Nintendo apparently going to be readying a new console for the this generation, actually, with a Fusion handheld and the Fusion terminal. Eli or Anthony, can either of you tell me like what exactly that rumor was and you know what it entailed?
I think I've got it up here. Unless you want to take it, Eli. I had it up here.
Anthony can feel free to add anything, but I think in essence what it was is that Nintendo apparently had both a handheld and a console in the works, which, alright, first of all, disclaimer, I think is complete bullcrap. But yeah, full spec lists were revealed for both consoles. They had lots of interconnective capabilities. As far as we can tell, they were separate consoles, but they had a lot of reliabilities upon each other.
And I believe the rumor was that there's going to be much more powerful than the Wii U, right? The terminal, the Fusion terminal, yeah.
Although not as powerful as the PS4 and Xbox One, which is the first thing that gave me like a big red card saying this probably isn't it, because it had, I believe, 4 gigs of RAM instead of 8. Not see these hardware specs, they're kind of like trivial in the grand scheme of things, but when you're looking at if you're going to release another console, it might as well be on par with the Xbox One and the PS4. I wouldn't, start off already behind.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, do you have anything else to add on that? Did you find anything?
Let's see. No, I believe that was all the information. I also believe that there's no way it's true, like you, Eli. But...
Yeah. What about you, Dakota? Do you take any merit to these spec reveals?
I don't know. I mean, considering the Wii U isn't doing very good and it's Nintendo's like second most gimmicky thing, other than if we're not counting the Virtual Boy that that never existed, it would be like the most gimmicky thing they've done other than the Wii. And I really doubt that after the Wii U failing as it has, well, not failing, but isn't done as well as expected, that they would go with something as convoluted, I guess, and really bucket list, like wish list looking kind of console with like 3G and this terminal handheld system. I don't know. It seems like somebody made this up because it would be a cool idea.
It seems like a very easy thing to make up too. Like, it kind of sounds Nintendo-ish, but at the same time,
Yeah, and I also don't think they would be that far along in planning another successor to the Wii U, because although the Wii U is in a lot of trouble right now, I think it would look really bad if, next year Nintendo released a new console or, announced one.
Well, I know I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
Spent $300.
But this does bring us to the next point. The PS4 and the Xbox One are planned to have 8 to 10 year life cycles. The Wii U did come out a year before the competition. Do you guys believe that it would behoove Nintendo to release another console, halfway through this generation and, stick to the 5-year lifespan?
I definitely think they're going to release another console before this generation is over for Sony and Microsoft. Definitely. Like they did with the Wii U, how it came out pretty much the last year of the previous generation. I think they'll definitely do that.
As for me, I mean, the Wii U is not the 360, which came out a year before the other two consoles last generation. So I feel like the Wii U will probably have a much shorter lifespan. Like it's not it feels like the Wii U just came out when it got its price cut, because then people actually oh, I may buy this now. This is worth buying. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo came out with something else. I wouldn't be surprised though if it's handheld related, just to build off the power of the 3DS. But then again, I don't know if they want to cut out the momentum that the 3DS has right now. So I don't know. It's a really weird situation. Like they have the handheld market on lock. So they can't screw that up. If they screw that up, they're sincerely boned. But with the home console, they have to really play it just as sort of just as well because they don't have anything. So they've lost more, but they still have more to lose. So I don't know. I don't know what really the right situation for them is. They really got themselves in a crappy situation with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo should just ride with the Wii U. Definitely not release anything in the next few years. But if the Wii U is to have a lifespan from, say, 2012 to 2017, which would be 5 years, then they could release something right in the middle of the PS4 and Xbox One generation that would probably be just as, if not more powerful than the PS4 and Xbox One. And it could,
I wouldn't be surprised if it still wasn't.
I would hope it would be, though. It would be nice for it to be. It would be nice for a Nintendo console to come out like halfway through the PS4, Xbox One generation that steals the show for a little bit. That way, when the next Xbox and PlayStation comes out, people are like, oh, well, this Nintendo console is still out. We can still get that. Because I'm just thinking about the Wii U itself. Like, what else other than so the next 3 big releases for the Wii U that I can think about, like Smash Bros, Mario Kart. And then they have, Hyrule Warriors, which is coming out. But, people are really waiting for Zelda Wii U, like, the actual one, to come out. And
Donkey Kong, too.
And Donkey Kong, okay. But that's very, very near future. How much, what else is there to look forward to for the console? I think that the problem, stretches across all 3 of this generation. It's I have no idea what I'm supposed to be looking forward to other than Halo 5 for the Xbox One. So
yeah.
The thing is, though, is that the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are likely going to be able to sustain their, 68-year life cycle. I have no idea if that's possible with the Wii U, so I'm way more curious as to what exactly they have planned for 2015 and 2016. Yeah. Because I can't think of what it is.
And you bring up an important point. Even if the Xbox One and PS4 didn't have the first-party support, and obviously the Xbox One doesn't really have all that much first-party support. They have that third-party support there. The Wii U looks like it's riding on Nintendo games, and even companies like Ubisoft, who are putting out Watch Dogs next year, you look at the rest of their catalog, and they don't really have all that much more coming to the Wii U. The Crew wasn't announced, The Division, neither of those 2 coming to the Wii U. So I feel like if Nintendo was able to release a console at the same caliber as PS4 and the Xbox One, they'd be getting a lot more of this support, especially if the insides were a lot more similar. And the other bonus would be that since it's released so much later than the other 2, all the parts would probably be cheaper to the point where the console would overall be cheaper for the same amount of power. Just an idea.
Do you think they could go with riding another console based almost all on first party support again, like the Wii? Or
well, I guess there's nothing else they can really do at this point. I mean, I want them to have third party support. I want them to go out and pretty much throw money at developers to make more games for the Wii U. But I don't know whether Iwata understands that that's the thing they need to do. And so Nintendo has a lot of money. They have I think $11.5 billion at last count in cash. They can afford to take losses on the Wii U, especially if it continues to do so successfully. And if they just end up saying, well, I guess we sold 15-20 million, I guess we did okay. Well, not okay, but we did well enough to where we can release another console. I think it wouldn't be such an awful idea.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, what else could they possibly do to extend the Wii U life cycle?
Well, they need to just release. Well, they need to have some sort of idea of what they're trying to give their audience, because I still don't really know who the Wii U is for. The Wii U is for my grandma and for my niece and for people who like to play Brawl sometimes, I guess, whatever. But who is the Wii U for? And what games is Nintendo going to make for? I don't see a plan. I don't see what Nintendo's trying to get to people. Because the console is great. It's it's $300 or whatever it is. There's a good amount of titles on it. There's a good amount more coming. There's a good number of features on the console that in and of itself make it a very convenient console in its usage. But nobody knows that still. It doesn't. Is anybody at Nintendo not understand that everybody else doesn't know what a Wii U is really? And that's a huge part that the marketing still isn't fixed. The advertising still isn't fixed. And I think a lot of that will never go away because of how fundamentally what the Wii U is, because it pretty much looks like a Wii with another new controller. And from the second that the Wii U was announced, that's what everyone thought it was. That's what I thought it was. So
Yeah.
either Nintendo needs to like change how they fundamentally package this console, or something to that effect, like something that makes it different, because the console itself is fine. If this was a few years ago or something like that, or if they came out with good advertising, the Wii U would be off to a really good start. Like you don't even have to play with the gamepad. The problem is that they marketed this gamepad so much, thinking it was going to be the new Wii remote, and it isn't. The Wii remote was really good in its simplicity and in its design, and the gamepad is really good in its design, but its simplicity really isn't there. It's a little more of a complex kind of gadget, and that didn't really catch the people as well. And I guess I don't know. Nintendo doesn't seem to know what exactly they want their console to be and how to show it to people. And I don't think that's the console's fault. It's Nintendo's fault. They got to fix that.
So is that kind of like what they did with 3DS? Like when 3DS finally started getting going, wasn't that around when they stopped like using the 3D as the main marketing idea?
I think may have been a combination of that, but also it was the big price drop, I think, from 250
Yeah,
170.
Because like the 3D, like they don't focus on the 3D anymore.
Absolutely.
Not at all. Maybe that's what they need to do for the Wii U, is stop the gamepad. Stop trying to push the gamepad.
Yeah, and the other thing Nintendo needs to think about, in particular situation of the Wii U, is Iwata seems to think that if they keep releasing things that worked on the Wii, then it'll sell Wii U's.
Mm-hmm.
So people like to say, just wait until Mario Kart, wait until Smash, wait until all these games, and I'm like, well, although I believe Kart and Smash have the potential of selling better than some of the other games on the Wii U, they're not going to sell tons of Wii U's.
No.
And we've seen this evidenced by the past releases on the Wii U. When New Super Mario Bros. U comes out, it doesn't sell tons of Wii U's. It sells a good amount of copies considering its game on the Wii U, but it doesn't sell a lot of Wii U's. And the same thing with 3D World. And this is just Nintendo saying, well, this worked before, let's try it again. And I really think that games like X, games like Bayonetta 2, those are the games that have the most potential of selling Wii U's, and I believe that that's where Nintendo should be putting its money, and not necessarily, although there needs to be a Kart and a Smash on the Wii U, just in the future, thinking forward, Nintendo shouldn't just be repeating things that worked in the past.
Like giving it the name Wii.
Yeah, like
they just had to call it something different. Like, why?
Even if
that was so important in my opinion. From the very beginning, I thought that was a terrible idea to put the Wii in there in that name.
Absolutely. Even if it was like the Wii 2, I feel like that would do a good job of differentiating itself from the previous one. Well, there you go. So I guess overall we kind of came to the consensus that Nintendo is going to be releasing something midway through the Xbox One PS4 life cycle. But, the Wii U's not just going to die on its own. Thanks everyone for listening, and see you guys next time for the Nintendo Enthusiast Radio.